Hello everyone. So this is a video concept that I had thought about a little while ago, where I really like to teach people things, and there's very specific people who like to learn things from me, so I thought, might as well just do that as a weekly thing so that I get to enjoy myself and then I can maybe teach some of y'all some things as well. So our first guest that I'm teaching things to is none other than my very wonderful girlfriend. And I want to real quick apologize. There is a little bit of noise in my background. My fan was really loud and there were some people in my house screaming, but that's okay. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to get right into it. There is a lot of cuts in this video, primarily because it was like 3 hours of video that I cut down into about 30 minutes. That way, y'all can see it all and you don't have to sit there and watch it for 3 hours. But that's okay. In the future, I want to try and maybe live stream these. That way, you can come in and actually see how things go when I'm actually doing them. But I will post a post or something like that on the YouTube channel when those happen. But every Tuesday, these will either get posted as YouTube videos or streamed on my Twitch channel. So come check them out on Tuesdays, and I will definitely try to post something in the media of the channel to tell y'all if it's going to be on Twitch or on YouTube. Without any further ado, enjoy.
I do not like that version of Jinx.
Honestly,
She does not look like Jinx at all. So weird. Look at the poor little Moo. So sad. Ooh.
Jinx is coming up to y'all.
Yep, I know. But so is so is what's his name?
Yeah.
Minions have spawned.
Now she's just hella out of position. Oh, and look, about to freaking nice hook.
Help? Get out.
Nice hook. Okay, Fury, come here. Oh, what the? I forgot that she has that fucking ability, bro. Nice. Oh shit. I have no mana.
Yeah, it's okay. We back it up. We were just trying to keep you alive.
Oh, I wasn't dying. I mean,
No.
it hurt, but
We're gonna use this opportunity to take drag.
They want to read my scroll. It'll be the last.
Amir just needs to stay back.
he has no smite. Yeah, he does. Ready.
I'm dead.
Turret plating will soon fall. Ally has been slain.
Oh, that was not my intention. Sorry. Ooh, hello. No. No.
It's okay. We protect the tower at least.
So in here.
Ooh, hello.
Okay. Do that.
Well, that didn't work.
Poise here.
The runes decide my path.
Okay.
I'd like to see them try.
Shit.
slain.
Fix. Quick but careful.
My Artemir is not doing shit. She's just getting herself killed every single time. And it's pissing me off. Because there's nothing I can do if I don't have a partner with me. Because I can't take on two people who actually are doing a pretty good job.
Team has destroyed.
Dragon.
Yep. I already warded for it.
I know. We don't want to pick a fight too early, especially since Amumu's not even in the area.
An ally has been slain. Double kill.
Good job, Samira.
Now we go. Y'all got 2 kills. This is a 1 fight. Yep. Now we're good.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Y'all are backing signs that are used in mid.
Well, I'm not gonna back. I just saw Blitzcrank. Oh, and Hui is going down bot.
Dominating.
Another joins the enemy. I may fail.
I'm okay getting rooted. We probably have Hui behind us. Yeah.
That's okay. We are okay.
Oh, damn. He's so low. I think Samira got him.
Yeah. One. Ooh. Oh, it's his invulnerable
Yeah.
thing. His R. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, that's his ult.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
I knew that. That's when you do the. Ooh. I died. Oh god.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been
Come help
slain.
her.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been
Nice.
slain.
Okay. I get this.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
One less thing
We've talked a little bit about like bot lane compositions and stuff like that, like the poke, sustain, and all in. You remember that? Okay, so kind of the same concept. However, we can take it to the next level, and instead of just being the bot lane, it's the whole team, right? So this is like how the team wants to team fight. So there's a couple different ones. There's front to back.
Are you gonna write it out loud?
Yes. Hang on. Front to back. There's poke. Ooh, same word as one of the ones from bot lane. So there's front to back, poke, dive. Oh, and then split. Okay. So there's these 4 team comps that people will run. Now, most champions will fall into a couple of these, right? We're gonna go all the way back to front to back. With front to back, you pretty this is like the classic team fight, right? You have 2 lines in your team, and then I'm gonna go red, 2 lines in the enemy team. Your first line is tanks, your second line is damage. And then they have the same thing. Their first line is tanks, and their second line is damage.
And when you say line, like lines of defense, kind of?
Not necessarily. This is just
You're talking about going against each other, like your composition.
Yeah,
your tank are in front, and then your damage is in back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't always work exactly like this, because sometimes you have sometimes you'll have some hybrids of these 2 kind of swapping places, and the same thing for your enemies. But what'll usually happen here is you'll have a big champion like Scion, or Ornn, or another big tank, and then maybe a bruiser as well, like Tryndamere or someone else. And this is your... No, that line was really
All
big.
you labeled was a bunch of top laners.
Yes, that's just because they're the ones that I'm most comfortable with. But technically, you can put Galio, Pantheon, any of them. It's all this bruiser or tank people would go and be your front line. Front line, okay? Then your back line are people like the ADC, pretty much every ADC. Most mages. Enchanters, so Soraka, Sona, yeah, stuff like that. And so what happens with this usually is, as a support, you actually do a little bit of different thing. Most of the time the tanks are in the front line, but as a support, sometimes, most of the time, you're actually in the back line playing peel, which we've talked about already. You're peeling for your carries, which is pretty much... So
it's just where you pretty much keep... You pretty much guard them.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the people off of them, isn't that right?
Yes, you're protecting against our next type, which is dive. So if you're peeling, you're trying to counteract another team composition. But
so dive would be like Diana.
Yes, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. And so the way that you want to fight is, as a tank, your job, or a bruiser, your job is just to stand there and CC as many people as possible and deal as much damage as possible, while your carries are in the back line maneuvering around you and the enemies and just dealing as much damage. So your job is to be scary and big so that they don't look past you towards your DPS.
So front to back is just pretty much a hybrid between just a tank and support, essentially. Because, like, you're saying, like, Thresh can go be a tank and be scary and be CC,
but then also can be in the back with the ADCs doing peel.
Yes. And now,
or are you saying like they just have? They're not necessarily a hybrid between an ADC and a frontline or whatever, but you're just saying they're two different types of tankiness.
yes, exactly. So there's these tanks who can, like, if I'm playing Scion or Ornn, then I can stand in front of an ADC or a mage if I built my items correctly and I'm like actually like a character right now, then I can stand in front of an ADC and a mage for about like 30 seconds to a minute and just tank damage without worrying about my life at all. Thresh will never be that tanky unless you somehow get hella fed. So instead of trying to pretend like you're this big tank like Scion, Ornn, Tom Kench, any of those guys, you play more like a peel tank kind of thing where you're still going to be up with the Scion and the Ornn causing problems, but you're also going to be in the back line kind of like making sure that they don't get rid of your ADC and your mages and stuff like that. Because
Essentially what I was doing with the dragon, where I was helping with the dragon, but I'm pretty much just watching my map the entire time. I'm auto-clicking the dragon, but I'm like watching the map and having my Q ready to pointed towards wherever the enemies are coming.
exactly, yeah,
So that I can keep them from attacking the people who are trying to get the objective.
yeah, exactly. Because the biggest part of a front to back comp is you have two parts. You have two little boxes here, right? Box number one is do you have a decent tank? If you have a decent tank, then you're halfway to being a front to back. Box number two is do you have someone who can either one burst or DPS? Now there is a difference. So
Yes.
an ADC would be a good DPS because they can sit there and just deal as much damage as possible. Excuse me, sorry. But someone like Ari or Nico would be a good burst because they can deal a lot of damage and then back up a little bit and just kind of move around while they're waiting on their cooldowns. Yeah, Vigar as well. So if you have both of these boxes checked, now you don't need peel. Like, peel is nice. It's necessary for these guys if the enemy has any kind of dive in it, but it's not required if there is no dive. So, with all of that being said, let's move on to dive real quick. Next one, we're going to go into dive, because this one is kind of... I'd say this is the counter to front to backs, and from now on, we'll say front to backs are FTBs. So dive comps, these are comps with like a good set of assassins,
I hate assassins.
hook characters like Thresh and Blitzcrank, Nautilus, Leona, Pike, stuff like that.
That's why I said. But they don't.
And burst. Anyone with a lot of burst. So here's the goal of a dive. So dive sounds like you have to go into the enemy team, right? Like, it sounds like, oh, my job is to get into the back line of the enemy team and just kill all of their DPS, right? That's not necessarily it. I mean, that's like the effect, but a dive is just any comp where you're going to single out and burst a single champion. So that's why Thresh and Nautilus and like those hook characters are really good at it, because even if it's a front to back, if you can get a good hook on their ADC, then you can knock out one of their DPS really fast, and then you pretty much win the fight because it's a 4v5. Even though it's like not necessarily going in and then coming back out, it's your whole point is to right at the start of a team fight burst down one of their DPS, and then a 4v5 is really hard to win after that. And honestly, once you've killed their one DPS, you don't need to fight the 4v5. You can just leave. Because
So
like,
would Fiddlesticks be considered a dive? Because he has a lot of, especially like late game.
I would say Fiddlesticks is a dive, yes. He doesn't necessarily just kill one of the backline though. His goal is to kill all of the backline, because if you're not killing all of them with your ult, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just now understanding why I hate certain characters so much. This makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't like assassins. I don't like Fiddlesticks.
Yeah.
I don't like Nefari.
Yeah. Well, and
This is making sense.
it also, like, so this is why you need peel. This is why peel is so important, because when they try and burst down your ADC, if you can do anything to get them off of you, then you counteract like entire champions. Because every composition and every character is built around like a power balance, right? So you have like 100 points of we'll call them power points, because that's what I think that's what Pokemon calls them. So you have 100 power points, and then we'll take like Zed. Zed puts 100, or he puts like, let's say like 80 points into dive. So then he has 20 points that he also puts into his front to back. So if you get rid of his dive, he kind of sucks. You know, like he's not useless, but he's not as good.
So if you can combat one aspect, then, like for instance my Thresh, my whole thing is like crowd control. And that last game that I played, before I played with you, they were just getting rid of my cow. Like, or for instance, just the one situation where I was able to hook one of the people out from underneath their tower. I can't remember who, but then what's his name? The one that you played against in mid lane? Quay. He used one of his abilities, the one that makes that big line. Or was that Nefari's ability?
No, that's Hoy's ability.
Yeah. And blocked me from getting to the other character, essentially. Like, blocked me off from you guys.
Yeah.
So that counteracted me very well, so that pretty much put me back to where, like, I couldn't be very useful.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that what you're kind of talking about?
Yeah, exactly. So then we go to poke, and poke is kind of the same thing that you had when we were talking about the bot lane stuff, but now it's team-wide. So none of these characters you've really played, but it's like Varus, Jace, trying to think of like anyone that you have played.
Anybody in mid lane that I at least went against?
My brain is going silly. Can't remember. Give me a second. Let me check. Oh, Hui. Lux.
I think that was... Okay. I was gonna say Lux earlier, but I wasn't positive, so I said Ash. So I thought that was more of a better fit, but
Ori, Talia.
like Oriana.
Yeah. Zareth.
Poke just seems like anybody that has long range.
Yes. So, Poke's big
That's fine.
idea is if you want to fight me, then I will take most of your health before you get to me. Right? So like you can't fight me even if it's a 5v5, right? If it's 5 half health people versus 5 full health people, who's gonna win this fight? Probably the 5 full health people. So the whole goal of Poke is not to actually fight, but just to get you really low on health so that you can't fight them.
That's why Neferi and Wei kind of fought together.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. They were like doing this weird duo combo thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
Wei would go in first, and then Neferi would follow it up
yeah.
with diving.
So the whole point of a Poke comp is just to, so like here's mid lane. You have tower, 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 right? Let's say these 2 towers are gone because y'all have been pushing the wave, or they've been pushing. So the enemies are here, or this is the enemies, and then this they're the Poke comp. Actually, I'll just type Poke, and then this is the enemies of the Poke comp. That's how we'll do it. I had to change things around a little bit. So the Poke comp will shoot their abilities, hit the enemies, and then fall back a little bit. And then they'll keep doing that. So now they're over here, right? So they'll shoot the enemies again, and then fall back again. And now they're over here. Then they'll shoot their enemies again, and if they need to again, they'll fall back. And they'll just keep doing this over and over again until the enemies are so weak that they can't keep pushing forward, and the enemies have to back. So
would Jin be considered?
Jin would be considered to an extent. Jin is actually very dive. He walks.
That's weird to me.
So Jin's whole shtick, he walks up, he 4-shots you, and then he walks away. So he walks up, deals your entire health bar in 1 shot, and then runs away at a little bit increased movement speed, because whenever Jin uses his 4th shot, he gets a move speed buff. So that's why he's a dive champion. Now, he can do Poke. He does it very well, for the same reason.
I do that all the time when you would kind of go forward, and I would think that you were going back to fight, but then you would turn back, and I'd be like, whoa, wait.
Yeah.
And then I have to turn around really quick, but I don't go as fast as you.
Yeah. Well, and so it's for the same reason that he's a dive champion, he is still pretty good at Poke. So he can do the same thing where he'll walk up, use his 4th shot, and then run away. It puts him in a little bit more danger than most Poke champions, but he can do it and do it well. Now,
Well, it just kind of is like for instance, in Valorant, you kind of go off by your own and pick off people?
yeah.
Or just go off by your own, or you get the other people by themselves?
Yeah.
Or like, what?
So the goal of Split is all of the other 3 want to team fight. Split doesn't. So Split, you'll usually do something like you'll have 1 person top, 3 people mid, and 1 person bottom. Sometimes it'll be like a 1-2-2, or maybe a 1-1-1 with one person in the top jungle, one person in the mid or bottom jungle, something like that. But the whole point of Split is you have a bunch of champions, or you have a few champions who are strong enough to beat the entire enemy team. And so we have 3 threats in each lane. You know, we have 1 threat in each lane. So now you have to respond to each of these threats, or no matter what, like if you send all 5 of your people bot lane, then you lose a tower mid and you lose a tower top, and then maybe we take Baron.
So, like, a lot of top laners would be split then, wouldn't they? Like, for instance, Dr. Mundo.
Dr. Mundo is an interesting one. A lot of the tanks now are played very splitty. Dr. Mundo, Scion, all of them. But that's kind of a meta thing as opposed to an actual like champion design. They're designed to be front to back, because they're just big boy tanks, right? But one of the interesting things about a split team is that if I have a big boy tank like Dr. Mundo, and then I have Tryndamere in the bot lane, but then you have like Nautilus and Samira mid, and you have like a TF or a Ryze kind of running around in between lanes. So then
What I'm hearing is they didn't ban anybody. The
Yeah.
other team is what I'm hearing.
yeah, that's fair. But then, so like, what do you do to Dr. Mundo? You can't really do anything. You'd have to respond to him with, you know, probably 2 or 3 people. If you respond to Tryndamere, then
Same thing.
well, you can respond with like 1 or 2 people. And the best part about Tryndamere is in a split team, he doesn't really have to be strong, because if I feel like I'm in danger, I pop R and then run away. So sure, you stopped the push for a little bit, but like, you didn't really get anything out of it. You know, you didn't get a kill or any of that stuff. And then of course, so yeah, you have to invest like 1 or 2 people to stop Tryndamere, and now you're giving up, you know, almost 5,
At least 4.
at least 4,
Or at least 3.
at least 3, yeah. So then you have 2 people here in the bottom lane, or in the mid lane, to stop your Nautilus Samira push, and we still have TF here who can global ult and help out any of these fights. Right.
That's true, but at least it's still like, oh no, it's 5.
Yeah.
Like, total.
hmm
So TF would be unaccompanied.
Yeah. But that's the goal of these split teams. So, because like, if you can't
That's
team
food.
fight, then that's when these guys are really powerful. I pulled up the last 5 series from G2 Esports, and we're going to dive into their compositions versus the enemy compositions so that we can kind of break this down a little bit. Now, starting
Okay,
with
I'm gonna start with the purple one.
purple. Gotcha.
I think that they are split or dive.
Split or dive, okay.
Because the Annie, Wukong, Garen, like Annie scales really hard late game. That's why I hate her. Garen, we already established he's kind of pokey, but I feel like, or no, not Garen. We didn't say he was. He has like front to back energy, and Wukong's also kind of like, I don't want to say he's tanky, but he's kind of like Rakan to me. But Bard is tanky as well, and Senna's also really good at late game scaling
Yeah.
and stuff like that. She's just a really good champion. So I feel like this team could split up and be fine. But also, I think if I remember correctly, Annie's very bursty,
Hmm.
and then so maybe instead of dive, do split front to back.
Okay. So
I'm, like,
front to
talking
back
myself through it.
and split.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
What about the blue?
You picked a bunch of characters I know nothing about,
Hey,
other than Ralph.
wasn't my choice. Blame
Wow.
G2.
I'm gonna say front to back poke. No, hold on. Because Aurora has those little, like, she's really fast.
Mhm.
So maybe... And Cassante's not, like, tanky. I remember that much. He's more DPS-y, if that makes sense. So... Poke dive.
Poke dive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You comfortable with that?
No, but let's continue.
Okay. So we're gonna start with purple team, the same thing. So Garen, Wukong, Annie, Senna, Bard. This one, it depends how the Garen builds, but their front to back might actually be a little weak, specifically into these guys. Garen's a decent tank, but like Wukong kind of wants to dive a lot, and then Anna, Senna, Bard, they're very
Annie.
front to back.
Senna.
Yeah. You're totally correct with them splitting. Their goal is probably just to have Garen, Senna, and Bard in lanes, and then Wukong and Annie kind of jumping between them. And you were thinking dive, that's pretty good still, because Wukong, Annie, Bard, Garen, pretty much all of their champions except Senna really want to dive.
I was thinking dive, but I talked myself out of it because I was like, they kind of tanky later game, but I guess it's more of that I just die before they before I can really get any hits because of the CC.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because it's like this comp I would say is probably the hardest to read until you actually play against them. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you like, yeah, obviously these guys are a split team or a front to back or something like that. It's just kind of like they exist. They're probably split. That's probably what their goal is. Moving on to blue. Blue.
Glad I got that right at least.
Yeah. Blue, Cassante is a very good tank. Vi is a...
What do you mean?
Cassante is a very good tank.
I thought Cassante was different, and everybody was like talking about that.
So the issue with Cassante is he can be very tanky, and then his ult turns all of his tanky stats into DPS stats.
Oh, so he's kind of like a weird hybrid champion.
Yes. So Cassante, especially into this comp, is the mother of all tanks. He's crazy tanky. Vi and Aurora both are pretty decent dive. Corky's good poke. Rel is good front to back and dive. So pretty much all three of these, depending on the team they're going against, can be played by this team. What I would say is they're probably looking at dive or front to back.
Which I was thinking front to back, wasn't I?
Yeah.
At one point? Okay.
So what they're probably looking at doing is they have Cassante as a front line, and then Corki and Rel in the back line, and then Vi and Aurora coming from the sides.
Okay.
So kind of a hybrid between these two.
Okay.